I would like the ring back because I don't think that you deserve it.
Woo, baby, it's mad out here. Listen, we're talking to you guys about Love Is Blind. He just said that. Listen, give me back that ring because I don't think you deserve it. And I think this is very interesting language because I think she responds to his language. And we're going to break down a little bit later on in this video, so stick around, the reason why she decided to keep the ring. I'm going to tell you why. I don't know if she gave it back a little bit later on. Maybe she did. But why she, in this immediate moment, wanted to keep the ring. I'm going to break it down how and why she said that to him. If you're new to the channel, do me a massive, massive favor. In fact, I'm not going to call it a favor. Do me a solid. Do me what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? Like it, share, subscribe to the channel. Okay. And for those of you who are returnees, you already know what it is, baby. You got the minerals. You got the minerals. I know it was slightly off, but don't worry. We're going to work on that. All right, cool. Let's talk a little bit about this. Now, Marshall said, give me back the ring. One, because he has every right to, but two, because he was hurt and he wanted a ring back, and it was one of his get backs. Let's be honest, because it was like, give me back that ring. You know, if it, you know, so we know he was hurt when he was saying it and a bit emotional when he was saying it, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. You know, when you're hurt, I get it. You know, so he wanted the ring back, and I think this is really key because it's the line where he says, "I don't think you deserve it." Now, I want you to understand what's happening in the mind of Jackelina. Many people will watch it and go, yeah, she should just give back the ring. But her mind, the way it's working, because remember, she's broken, she's been hurt, she's been in dysfunctional relationships. What the ring represents is a symbol. It's a symbol and it's an idea. The symbol and the idea meaning one that is the symbol of marriage, but it also represents the idea of her being valuable and worthy of being married, which actually equates to you are loved enough that somebody was willing to what? Marry you. So it's the idea of the ring, not the ring itself. It's the idea of the ring that she's actually keeping. So though she's keeping the ring physically, it's the idea that she's actually holding on to. But let's listen a bit more and hear what she actually has to say about the ring situation. Okay.
Because you should never have accepted my proposal.
Well, I'm going to keep the ring.
Before she says anything, okay, before she says anything, again, the preceding lines before this thing is, again, he says, because you should have never have accepted my proposal knowing this is how you felt. Because she just told us she's been attracted to Josh. So if you knew how you felt, you should have never entered the proposal. He's absolutely right. But what she heard was, what she's challenging is, that's not true. And let me tell you something now. She's not lying. Can I be honest with you? And ladies, you know, if you back me in what I'm saying, just remember when the man them say it, I'm also backing them too, right? I cheat on you and I can still love you. Okay, just understand that. Okay, just bear with me. What I'm saying is, two truths can be held. You could be toxic, dysfunctional, mean, ugly about the way you behave, but still love the other person from your perspective, from your limited understanding and scope of what love actually is. Now, to the outer realm, we would say, no, you didn't love him, you didn't care about him. Now we know for sure she didn't love him because she tells us out of her own mouth she don't love him. But what she is in love with is the idea of Marshall. The Marshall represents that she is worthy of being loved. So it's not Marshall himself, but it's the idea of what he carries and what it means to her. Somebody who has so much love can love her and appreciate her, which is why in the previous episode, when I did a breakdown, I talked about how she manipulated him and she just wanted what from him? Just love me. Because what he represents is an idea, not the ideal. He represents an idea and an ideal, not the reality of her actual life. And so she was willing to manipulate him in the last episode. Just love me, even though I'm being a prick. Just love me, because that's what she actually wants. Again, the ring symbolizes this love coming through as a commitment. She's saying, in a sense, the reason I'm not giving out the ring is because I don't want to invalidate myself by saying I wasn't worthy of the ring, because I was willing to marry you, even though it's delusional for us, because it's like you weren't in love with him, though, right? But it's not about the love; it's about the idea. Let's listen a bit longer and go into it again.
Because I accepted it because I wanted to marry you. Everything I told you in that pod was real.
See, so from her perspective, the reason why she's not giving back the ring, and again, it's still crazy. But it's still mad because you should just give back the ring anyway. But the reason why she's keeping it again is because what she's fighting is the narrative, and this is the problem with Jackelina. She's fighting. She's got a fight within herself because she's not whole. She's not been healed, and there is a literal civil war happening within herself where she can see objectively her brokenness versus her healed self, and the two of them are saying, I want to have position in your life. But because she hasn't healed, the part that wants love and wants to be taken care of can't fight in the same way that the brokenness can, because the brokenness has been empowered for years. The dysfunctionality has been powered for years. She's been starved of love, appropriate love, for years. And so the neural pathways on the mind and the synapses are sending messages to that place that continue upon that path, because that's what you know best, right? It's the devil you know. And so in some instance, she's actually fighting his narrative. It's got nothing to do with the ring at all. It's fighting the narrative. I am worthy of being loved. I am worthy of being married, right? But I'm keeping the ring, right? Because, I was going to marry you. Everything I said was true, and it was. But there's an aspect, that's one side of the story, because the other side is you always wanted Josh. The other side of it is you were never fully convinced by Marshall. The reality is you never loved him. We never heard you say it once. So what were you really trying to propose for? Because it's about your validation. See, you're about to accuse him of something that you actually want, which is validation. What validation we talk about here? Being seen and being heard. That's what she wants. She wants to be seen and she wants to be heard. And so what this ring does is it sees her and it hears her, because somebody's willing to what? Be committed and love her in no matter what. And love her more than she's even showing the love she needs. Because again, I bet you in her household, she wasn't getting that love. Okay? Let's go to it.
And you know what? I don't even care. You can keep the ring. Every time you look at that thing, whatever you do with it, I want you to be reminded that you passed up on something great.
Man said, okay, if that's what we're doing, I'm going to flip the game on you. I'm going to flip the bird on you. Or since you want to keep it, let that be a reminder unto you how much greatness you lost. Can I be honest with you? She will regret treating you the way she did, but she won't regret losing you. Because she's not in love with you. She's in love with the idea of you. I wanted to say this for anybody out there, just in case, this is your get you moment. It's not. And Marshall is like, you look, I always say this, none of my ex-girlfriends miss me. They miss the idea of me. If they ever did, I'm not saying that any of my exes miss me. I'm saying if they ever did, it's not that they miss me. They miss the idea of me. It is a fantasy of me, right? That's what people miss oftentimes. When it comes to their exes, that's what you miss. It's the idea of the person, not the actual person in reality. And so when he's saying in this moment, hey, when you look at that ring, you're going to end up missing. No, this girl ain't going to end up missing you. What she is going to regret, is going to regret and miss the fact that she treated you so bad. You know why? Because as human beings, there's an aspect of narcissism in there, and there's an aspect of fragile ego, and there's an aspect of fact nobody wants to be a villain. Really and truly, nobody wants to be disliked. And so she's going to feel bad because she knows she's going to look bad, and she's going to feel bad because she knows she behaved badly, and therefore she must be quote unquote bad. And is she a bad person? Now that's another question. That's another question in the respects. Yeah. So, baby.
Okay.
Great.
Well, take it easy, and I'll see you around. Maybe.
My guy said, no, you won't see me, baby. You won't be seeing me, baby. I won't be here. Okay? Don't try that on me. I won't be here to hear some of that nonsense. So I'm not about to honor your shenanigans and your stupidity in what you're talking about. Yeah? Don't try to bring me into this craziness. I ain't gonna be about it, So it's clear in this instant that these two are at a point in time where he wants to be able to let her know how much hurt he's feeling, and I respect him because he never cussed her out of her name, never got rude, never came out of pocket. He showed quite very good poise, respectfully, in terms of the way that she actually treated him. Because it's graceful.
Maybe not.
Nah, you won't.
Okay.
Look at her face. Now, I'll tell you why she's making that face. I'll tell you why she's making that face. I'm going to listen to what I'm saying to you. I'll tell you why she's making that face. Because even though she's being bad, she doesn't want to be considered bad. And his reaction is letting her know that he feels that what she done is bad. Her sentiments are she's not a bad person. She might have done a bad thing, but she's not a bad person, right? And so, and because right now the way he reacted is making her feel bad. It's like, wait, I'm not bad. I've just told you the truth. Like, okay, if you're gonna be having an attitude about it, why are you vexed about the attitude he has? Surely you know that the information you've just given him was very bad and very painful and very hurtful, right? Surely you should have a bit more understanding. But she's like, if you're just gonna act like that, okay, you should be grateful kind of energy. But the reality is because she doesn't want to be the bad person in this story. She doesn't think she's a bad person in the story. So don't make me feel like I'm the bad person. Yeah? I don't think I'm the bad person in the story. Don't make me feel like the bad person. And that again is a lack of being in touch and in tune with your emotions. When you're not emotionally intelligent, you lack the ability to, you lack some ability emotionally to be empathic towards how people feel, to be understanding of how people feel, because you yourself are not in tune with your own emotions. Do you get what I'm saying to you? So it's hard to be able to identify with someone else's emotions, right? Okay. All right. So that's what I'm going to break down. I want to leave it there. We can break down more during the course of during the week as well. But listen, if you guys are enjoying the content breakdown, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification of uploads. We appreciate you as well. Don't forget, we do our lives next week as well, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, for you guys as well, right? So we appreciate you guys. Stay locked, stay loaded. We'll see you again for another enthralling breakdown. All right, baby. Little black girl, you know what time it is.